I think, Frank, for so long, so many people looked at this as just a barometer of Alibaba, and that's why you bought Yahoo. That's why it was a deal. That we saw the stock just soar, of course. What does it mean to have sort of a pure play Yahoo right now? What is this company in terms of its identity?
Well, to a certain extent, Marissa Mayer came in. She had, a tough job in a lot of ways, but a relatively easy job in the sense that, she was able to ride the rising valuation of Alibaba. It was a place that people could go to make a bet on Alibaba before it was a public company. Clearly, the activists recognize this, and they're basically saying, look, right now, if you take the Alibaba stake, you take the other investments that they have, you get the operating company for free. And what's going to happen eventually when they spin this off is, to a certain extent, the emperor has no clothes. They're going to have to produce something.
So where does that leave her? I mean, I think, we've been talking about this company very much as a media play. It's had a lot of challenges in terms of its search, a lot of challenges on the media front in terms of really trying to compete against the likes of some of its competitors. Now it's not going to have the money from Alibaba, so what does it do, Paul?
Yeah, I think that's a real challenge here. Even before the Alibaba story became the central story for Yahoo, the market was trying to define Yahoo. Is it a tech company? Is it a media company? And actually, depending upon which CEO was sitting in the seat at the time, you would get a different answer from the company. Marissa Mayer here is all about tech. She came from Google. She's tried to put the cool techness back into Yahoo through a lot of acquisitions. So what you have left here is a company with 1.8 billion users, tremendous properties in Yahoo Mail, Yahoo Finance, Yahoo Sports. The challenge is the market has kind of moved away from those collection of assets. It's moved towards mobile advertising. It's moved towards social advertising. They've never really had a very strong position in search, another growth area of the internet. So they have a collection of assets, but what they have not been able to do for 4 or 5 years running is really drive revenue growth off of those assets. And there's really no sign in the most recent quarter that they figured it out. So
what happens now to the company? I mean, Alibaba's gone. She's got to figure out the direction for the future. In the meantime, you're in the M&A world, Frank. I imagine some people are circling.
Well, certainly SoftBank is likely going to look at Yahoo. They have a big stake in SoftBank. It would make sense for them to make that acquisition, or at least look at that acquisition. Starboard would like to combine them with AOL. But there are others that have said, well, maybe a combination with Amazon, maybe a combination with somebody else. Maybe they get spun off into multiple operating companies. But this is certainly not the last act for Yahoo. They're a survivor of sorts of the dot-com bubble. But it's hard to see them being here in the exact same place in 2 years from now, in maybe even a year from now after the spinoff's completed.
A lot of people thought she was going to take that money and keep investing in more and more media assets. And can't do it now.
Right, and the market did not want that, quite frankly, because some of the acquisitions that she made, let's just say Tumblr for $1 billion, very cool company. It brings a lot of social cachet with it, brings a lot of mobile users. What it has not brought yet is revenue growth. So I think the concern here is, listen, this company is going to be a standalone company, real cash flowing company, real free cash flow here, real brands, a real business. The question is, can this management team drive growth? If not, then there are probably some others in the marketplace that think they can.
Trish, that's why I said before, the emperor has no clothes. In another era, management would have been able to sort of keep a cash cow like that, would have been able to borrow and make acquisitions, but the activists are going in and looking at these situations and putting enormous pressure on boards. That's why Gannett is splitting. That's why we're seeing the PayPal spinoff, and we're going to see a lot more. To a certain extent, spin-offs are going to be to 2015 what inversions were in 2014.
Really?
The deal that you're going to look at, because in many cases, the mismatch of assets in companies is what has kept companies from being sold, and the activists have come in, they've recognized it, and the defense of, well, I can't sell it because I have a big tax bill, doesn't work when you can spin it off tax-free.
Wow, yeah, as we saw here, so spin-offs are going to be the theme in 2015.
We're going to see a lot more of them.
Companies getting, smaller and changing.